Alex Eala just survived one of the most worrying moments of her Canadian Open run. She rolled her ankle during a dramatic battle against Caty McNally, and for a moment, fans feared that her incredible run could be in danger. But then came the biggest update. Alex Eala says it was not a serious problem. The bigger concern now may actually be the amount of tennis she has already played, and the exhaustion that comes with it. After winning her first WTA title in Washington just days ago, Eala is now fighting through another demanding tournament in Toronto. So what exactly happened to Alex? Is she fully fit? And can she continue her Canadian Open journey? Let's break down the latest update. Tennis, the moment that scared Eala's fans. Alex Eala's second-round match against Caty McNally was already turning into a huge battle. The Filipino star was trying to maintain her momentum after an incredible run in Washington. But during the match, Eala appeared to roll her ankle. The moment immediately caught the attention of fans watching in Toronto. Eala needed medical attention, and suddenly the biggest question wasn't just whether she could win the match. It was, could she physically finish it? For a player who had just completed an exhausting title run in Washington, the timing was especially concerning. She had already played several intense matches before arriving in Canada, and now another long battle was demanding even more from her body. Police Scarlight, but Eala had good news. Despite the scare, Eala managed to continue. And more importantly, she eventually finished the match. The final score? Eala defeated McNally 6-3, 5-7, 6-4. It was a tough three-set battle that lasted more than 3 hours. And after the match, Eala helped calm the concerns surrounding her fitness. She indicated that the ankle issue was not a serious problem. That's obviously the biggest positive update for her fans. Instead of immediately facing a major injury setback, Eala appears ready to continue competing. Flexed biceps. Eala is also dealing with fatigue. But there's another part of this story that cannot be ignored. Fatigue. Eala has been playing a huge amount of tennis. Just days earlier, she was in Washington fighting through a brutal tournament draw. And she didn't just make the final. She won the tournament. Eala defeated Jessica Pegula in the Washington Open final to capture the first WTA-level singles title of her career. That historic victory made her the first Filipino woman to win a WTA Tour-level singles title. And now, almost immediately, she is back on court in Toronto. That's an incredible turnaround. But it also means her body is being tested again. Eala herself acknowledged just how tired she is. Yet her message was clear. She's ready to compete. Trophy from Washington champion to Canadian Open contender. Think about what Eala has accomplished in such a short period. In Washington, she defeated some of the biggest names in women's tennis. Her run included victories over players such as Zheng Qinwen, Leylah Fernandez, Alina Svitolina, and Naomi Osaka before she defeated Pegula in the final. That wasn't an easy path. It was one of the toughest breakthroughs of her young career. And after lifting the trophy, many players would understandably need time to recover. Instead, Eala traveled to Toronto and entered another major tournament. That makes her current Canadian Open run even more impressive. The mindset behind Eala's run. What stands out about Eala isn't just her tennis. It's her mentality. She has repeatedly shown that she isn't afraid of difficult situations. Against McNally, the match became complicated. There was the physical scare. There was the second-set loss. And there was the pressure of closing out another three-set battle. But Eala stayed composed. She fought through the difficult moments and eventually secured another important victory. That's exactly the type of resilience that can make a difference against elite opponents. Warning, but there is still a big question. Even though Eala says the ankle issue isn't serious, fans should still pay attention to how she looks in her next match. An injury scare doesn't automatically mean a player is seriously injured. But after such a demanding schedule, recovery becomes extremely important. Eala has already played a huge number of matches recently. Now she has another major challenge waiting. And that challenge is Belinda Bencic. Direct hit next test, Belinda Bencic. Eala's next opponent is Swiss star Belinda Bencic, the 2020 Tokyo Olympic women's singles champion. This is another major test for Eala. Bencic brings experience, consistency, and big match knowledge. For Eala, the key challenge will be managing both sides of the equation, her tennis and her physical condition. If Eala can move freely and maintain the level she showed in Washington, she has already demonstrated that she can trouble elite players. But after everything she's been through over the past several days, this could be one of the biggest physical tests of her Canadian Open campaign. Fire why this run matters. There's something bigger happening here. Eala is no longer simply the young Filipino player trying to break into the WTA Tour. She's now becoming a player that opponents have to prepare for. Her Washington title changed the conversation around her. Fire final build-up. Imagine the situation. A historic WTA champion. A packed Canadian Open crowd. An ankle scare already behind her. And another major opponent waiting on the other side of the net. This is exactly the kind of moment that can define a young player's career. Eala has already shown that she can win when the pressure is enormous. Now she has to show that she can manage the physical demands that come with becoming a top-level WTA competitor. The good news? She says she's ready. And that's the message Filipino fans wanted to hear. So, what do you think? Can Alex Eala overcome the fatigue and defeat Belinda Bencic to reach another WTA quarterfinal? And do you believe the ankle scare will affect her performance? Let us know your prediction in the comments. One thing is already certain. Alex Eala isn't backing down. From making history in Washington to fighting through an injury scare in Toronto, her journey is becoming one of the most exciting stories in women's tennis right now. If you're following Alex Eala's Canadian Open journey, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Because Eala's Canadian adventure is far from over. And the next chapter could be another huge one.